Hello girls, in this video presentation I am going to mainly discuss part 3 of penicillin production. Part 3 of penicillin production includes extraction and purification of penicillin from the production medium. So we basically have studied about part 2 where penicillin was produced using fermentation process. So we understand that penicillin is produced within the fermentation medium and then the recovery of this penicillin has to be carried out. Recovery of penicillin can be carried out in 3 stages. The first stage includes removal of mycelium. The second stage includes counter-current solvent extraction of penicillin, and the third stage includes treatment of crude extracts. When we go into the first stage, that is removal of biomass or mycelium, so we basically have to see that the solid biomass, which includes the fungal mycelium, has to be separated from the fermented production medium, and this solid mass can be separated from the fermented production medium by a process called as filtration. And we use a filter by name rotary vacuum filter to separate the solid biomass from the production medium. So this is a diagrammatic representation of rotary vacuum filter. So we see that rotary vacuum filter consists of a drum which is rotating in a tub of liquid to be filtered. Liquids with high solid content use this type of filter, and the drum is always pre-coated with a filter aid. The drum rotates through the liquid and vacuum sucks the liquid and solid onto it. Liquid is sucked into the internal portion of the drum and solids adhere to the outside of the drum, and you can see in this picture that the solid is separated from the liquid, and basically this particular types of filters are mainly used in this production. Now coming to the second important stage, the second important stage of extraction and purification is mainly called as counter current solvent extraction. So when we talk about counter current solvent extraction, it is mainly a separation process that involves the principle of liquid-liquid extraction, where a chemical compound is partitioned between two immiscible liquid phases according to its relative solubility. So what we basically understand here is that the chemical compound is partitioned between liquid phases, one which is hydrophilic and the other one which is hydrophobic, that is polar and a non-polar liquid phase, and the chemical compound gets separated in it. When we talk about this counter current solvent extraction, what do we do here is, after the filtration, that is separation of the solid mycelium from the fermentation medium, the filtrate is left out, and to this filtrate phosphoric acid or sulfuric acid is added to decrease the pH of the filtrate to a pH of about 2 to 2.5. In such low pH, basically there is a high partition coefficient in organic solvents such as amyl acetate or butyl acetate, because basically what we see here is mainly this step is carried out because penicillin is highly unstable at low aqueous pH, so they are mixed with organic solvents such as amyl acetate or butyl acetate, and then once they are mixed, the antibiotic is extracted back to the aqueous buffer at a pH of 7 to 7.5, and these steps between water and solvent helps in purification of penicillin. So basically what we understand at this point is, we can see that in counter current extraction, the penicillin, which is mainly present in an aqueous form, is mixed with an organic solvent, that is amyl acetate or butyl acetate, and repeatedly this solvent extraction is carried out, and penicillin is mainly present in higher concentration in ether solution. So any more solids are present in the fermentation medium, the solid waste can be separated from the liquid component using a centrifuge called as disc centrifuge. and later the downstream process mainly to purify the product is carried out. So the final stage of penicillin production is mainly, that is not penicillin production, we are talking about penicillin extraction and purification. The final stage is called as crude extract treatment. We have seen that in counter current extraction, where it is mainly passed on into aqueous and organic solvent form, the penicillin is purified, and then what we mainly say is this crude extract is mainly treated to get a purified form of penicillin. So we have an ether solution containing penicillin from the previous step, and this is mixed with sodium bicarbonate. When this penicillin, crude form of penicillin, is mixed with sodium bicarbonate, which is a salt, it mainly leads into a penicillin sodium salt, and this penicillin sodium salt is obtained from the liquid material by a process called as basket centrifugation. So basket centrifugation is nothing but it is mainly a process which uses an instrument called as basket centrifuge, which is used for solid liquid separation by the principle of centrifugal force. The feed material is mainly dumped into the rotating basket. The liquid flows through the perforated baskets and solids are retained in the baskets. In this way, the solids can be easily removed by basket centrifugation, and penicillin salt, which is in a stable powdered form, is obtained by the final process. So when we have this penicillin salt which is obtained, so there might be some amount of moisture which is still present in the powdered penicillin salt. So we mainly employ a procedure called as fluid bed drying, where hot gas is pumped from the base of the chamber and containing the powdered salt inside the vacuum chamber, and by this process the complete moisture is removed away and we get a dried form of penicillin. So this dried form of penicillin is a purified form of penicillin which is generally stored in containers. Basically, it is either packed into a liquid formulation, liquid penicillin, or it is mainly they are converted into penicillin pills for usage. When we talk about the final product must pass rigorous government standards and they have to satisfy all the criteria of government standards before it is being marketed. So the sterile vials are used for packing of an antibiotic either as a powder or a suspension. So it can basically be used oral use or it can be an injectional form which is generally used, but before marketing it should satisfy all the criteria of government standards. Thank you.